Well, I think part of it goes back to the very beginning when John D. Rockefeller founded the University of Chicago in its present form. It took over some facilities from a previous Baptist school, but when Rockefeller came in, his aim was to find the best professors from anywhere in the world and bring them to Chicago and have it start out as a top world-class institution. Friedman had really two careers. One was as an academic economist. He won the Nobel Prize for his book, A Theory of the Consumption Function. Now, if you go around the world and ask people who wrote A Theory of the Consumption Function, nobody will answer Milton Friedman. Milton had another life, which was as a publicist. He wrote columns for Newsweek every other week for many years, and he became famous that way. But even more important were the books that he wrote with some with his wife Rose, published, sort of retailing good economics to a broad general public. The beginning was Theodore W. Schultz had a major grant from the National Planning Association to study the transfer of technology from the United States to Latin America with principal emphasis on agriculture. He would very strongly emphasize the importance of agricultural innovations and modernization in the whole process of development in poor countries. And so a group of advisors was formed to develop an economic program for Alessandri. And that group had many Chicago boys in it. And I was actually an advisor to that group as they were working in the summer of 1970. So they developed a set of programs in different fields, in education, in foreign trade, in monetary policy, in fiscal policy, in agricultural policy, Social Security. All those topics were covered in their work. But anyway, Allende was elected with 38% of the vote, and but this group kept meeting every week during the Allende presidency, and things were getting pretty bad. The first year of Allende didn't look too bad, but by the time you were at the end, it was crazy. It was a circus economy almost. What happened was that this group that made the platform for Alessandri kept meeting during the period of Allende, and they would update their chapters so as to be current, so to speak. What should we do now for Social Security? What should we do now for agriculture? And so on and so on. This thing was called El Ladrillo, the brick. And this was the only diagnostic of the Chilean economy that was available at the time. And these guys were the only guys that kind of were in a position to do something. Well, I think in some sense it already is, that people describe Chile as a European country within Latin America. There is not a single reform that I know of that has been implanted in Chile that has not subsequently been copied in several Latin American democracies and many non-Latin American democracies. So there's nothing about the policies that are incompatible with democracy, and they have been followed in many democracies around the world. Recognize that politics is the art of the possible,